Hi, I'm mxmtoon or Maya, and I'm at Diffus Magazine talking about my new album, Rising.
How would you sum up your music in 3 words?
My music in 3 words. Rhyming diary entries. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. It's just personal, but it's lyrics. And it feels like the way I talk.
What are some of the things you learned along your journey as an artist?
I think one of the most important lessons I've probably learned is the power of saying no. I think when I started off, I was really young, obviously, and I still am. I'm only 21 years old, but when I started, I was 17, and I think there was a lot of situations where I found myself in where I felt like I had to prove who I was and prove my willingness to do things. And so I said yes to a lot of things. And I know looking back on it, I wish I had just understood that prioritizing my own well-being isn't something that's bad. And being able to learn that earlier on would probably be really beneficial to me now.
Has your way of making music changed?
Definitely. I think the one thing I've really understood about myself in the process of like the last 4 years of working in music is that I love collaboration. I mean, coming from somebody who wrote songs in her bedroom by herself, like in the middle of the night, to then working in sessions with people and producers and writers, and understanding that I really love being in that situation of having other voices and minds help me craft something beautiful has been really fun to learn about myself. And I just look forward to doing more sessions in the future. I still love writing by myself, but I also like meeting new people and working with them.
Do you have a different approach to social media nowadays?
I think I've probably distanced myself a little bit more from social media in some ways, of just like preserving my own energy, because social media can be so much when you're on so many different platforms and you're constantly posting and sharing with people. And was always using social media as a way to kind of escape from my day-to-day life when I was a teenager. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, I really like prioritizing the people in my actual day-to-day life and like seeing my partner, seeing my siblings, seeing my family. So I think I still use social media in a really personal way. I still post my thoughts and I post photos, but I think that there isn't like content dumping the same way that like I used to do it every single day when I was 17.
What is the story behind your artist name mxmtoon?
So mxmtoon is my initials mixed with the word cartoon, which you're probably like, why would it be mixed with cartoon when you're a music project? Well, initially I did not think that music would ever be something that I would do. So I made an Instagram account under the name mxmtoon. My dad helped me come up with the username, and it was for me to post my cartoons. And I got like 700 followers, and I thought that this is my moment. This is the reason I will find a job in the future, is based off these tiny little drawings I was doing. And it didn't go much further than that. And I just ended up using it for like my gamer tag and eventually my YouTube and my songs. And now I'm here at Diffus Magazine.
Is there anything on your bucket list you would like to pursue?
I really love movies and TV, and I think hopefully involving myself in some sort of creative process, not only just on the music side, but maybe in like the storyboarding or kind of like creative direction side of those things would be really exciting for me as someone who just loves storytelling. I think like storytelling is so powerful, and we can do it in so many different ways through video games, movies, podcasts, TV shows, and hopefully allowing myself to understand how it's done in different areas of the world would be super fulfilling for me. So I don't know quite yet. I think the doors are open, and I'm really grateful they are. So we'll see what happens, yeah.
How was your experience giving your voice to a protagonist in Life is Strange 3?
It was so cool getting to be the music voice of Alex Chen. I like grew up playing the Life is Strange games, and I streamed them on Twitch when I first played them with my brother. And so when the opportunity came like knocking on my door and they asked if I would be willing to like audition for her, I was like, of course, absolutely. And then I found out what she looked like, and I was like, wow, we are the exact same person. She just has shorter hair than me. Like, it was so crazy too to have a character that represents me, not only like musically, but physically as well, and in her story. I think video games are always a place where I found comfort and kind of representation in my identity. And so to be a part of a game that is continuing to push that forward is such an honor, and so fun that I even get to play a game that I'm featured in some way.
What is your song Mona Lisa about?
My song Mona Lisa, which is the first single on Rising, is really about like wanting to be able to view yourself as art. I think, you know, so often as creatives, we're always making art about other people. Like even this video is about me. But like, I think we always kind of have this question in the back of our minds of, will someone else take the time to make something about me instead of me always having to make the effort to write songs about someone else? Like, I know in my own music, I've written about loads of other people in my songs, and I think one whole time someone has written a song about me. And so there was this question that I was posing in that session I walked into, and I got to make Mona Lisa with my friends, producer Pom Pom and artist Rosie. And I just asked, I was like, do you guys ever wish you were the art? And they were like, all the time. And so we made a song about just wanting that to happen. And we got to intertwine a bunch of references to other artists in the world. It's like Shakespeare and Frida Kahlo and Vincent van Gogh, and clearly the most famous painting of all, the Mona Lisa. And so just wanting to be able to see yourself as beautiful and hoping other people do the same.
What is the story behind your song Sad Disco?
I look at that song specifically as almost like an updated version of my song Prom Dress, which was one of the most popular songs from my first album, The Masquerade. And it's a song about being in your last year of high school and really struggling to figure out what you want to do next and not feeling like you're experiencing life the way you should be. And I feel like Sad Disco is kind of like the older sister to that song, of talking about how you can still feel lost and alone, but be able to find joy in that instead of feeling stuck in it. So I'm really excited for people to listen to that one and kind of also listen to Prom Dress in tandem and see how the two both relate with each other but differ in their themes, just because I feel like they speak to one another kind of like I'm talking to a younger version of myself.
Did you intend to change up the sound on your new album?
I definitely wanted to make it more upbeat. I mean, even looking at me, like I'm wearing this bright purple sweater with like moons all over it. I think I don't listen to music like the music I used to make more frequently. It's funny because like I listen to disco music, I listen to funk, I listen to pure pop. Like I love songs that are upbeat, and I think I wanted to be able to challenge myself to make songs that feel like me and present myself in a way where I've been finally able to communicate to producers and writers like my ideas and bring inspiration to the table and actually act upon it for the first time. Like bringing Lily Allen as an inspiration and thinking about how can I incorporate the things I love from her music and try and make it my own and make it applicable to the songs I'm making. So I think it was definitely a goal in mind to make these songs feel more energetic and more upbeat.
What are your plans for the future?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going out on tour in the US this spring for the first time since 2019, which is terrifying, but also really exciting. And I'm really excited to play shows for people and sing songs live. I think it's such a different experience, and I'm like really excited to make these songs have a presence of their own outside of just like streaming services. And I hope that I can go out on tour in the world later this year too, so that way I'm not just in the States. I'd love to visit more countries and play more shows everywhere. And hopefully more music, you know. I mean, mxmtoon has been so diverse in everything that we do so far in it, so you never know. I think anything could happen, so keep my eyes open. Yeah.